Now, with the drop in the price of commodities and the increasingly challenging operating context characterized by high cost of operations, challenging regulatory landscape, and dwindling revenue streams, particularly in Africa, there is a profound need for organizations to lead change, for effectively formulate our strategy for superior value creation, enhance the quality of decision making, and drive innovation so as to achieve their objectives. These Executive Minds Limited, TEXM for short, one of the world's top learning platforms for African executives and organizations based in the UK, recently organized an executive masterclass here in Lagos with a theme, Beyond Survival, Developing Winning Strategies in Turbulent Times. I'm now being joined by the founder and the CEO of TEXM, Dr. Alim Abubakar. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Right. Developing winning strategies in turbulent time. Now, what are the major challenges you would say executives face, in doing business?
Yeah, very apt question. Thank you very much for having me here. I would articulate 3 issues I feel organizations are facing now. Dropping price of commodities, increasingly difficult operating context due to weak infrastructure, limited infrastructure, weak institutions, and the need to make decisions in such a milieu.
Right. Now, looking at the Nigerian environment, of course, we have seen how turbulent the Nigerian economy is right now, lack of infrastructure, no money and all of that, and that is basically affecting most businesses. Some are even closing shops, some are laying off their staff. Now, how do you think these businesses, particularly the small and medium ones, can actually go through this period that Nigeria is in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's also a very good question. This is very difficult, turbulent, challenging, austere times for business leaders, particularly small, medium, and large businesses. For the small and medium businesses, as you asked, I think they need to do things different. They need to be more innovative. They need to, because when you're a small business, you have the competitive advantage of being agile. So big business like Google were once small. Big business like LinkedIn from Silicon Valley were once small. But today they are, big, if you allow me to say, big beasts. So they need to be innovative, agile, and obviously be more innovative with use of resources, plan their resources more effectively and deliver better, value for different stakeholders.
Now, leadership, of course, is key to drive any business. Now, what are some of the strategic leadership quality you think Nigerian businesses lack?
Yeah, this is also a very apt question you asked. Nigerian executives need to listen more to their stakeholders. So not only the shareholder, but also the regulators. We know that one of the big telecoms, companies was recently sanctioned. So they need to listen more to stakeholders like the government, regulators, the customers. And try to understand and anticipate some of their needs, such that this will reflect in the services they offer. Nigerian leaders need to be more, need to look more into fundamentals and not make decisions based on emotions. A lot of decisions that impact people's lives, as they need to consider, fundamentals. Why do you make the decision? Is it because of demographics? Is it because of resource? Is it because of the market share? Those are 2 areas I believe that Nigerian leaders need to improve on. First, as I said, they need to listen to stakeholders, and second one is they need to be more strategic in their use of resource, making decisions based on fundamentals and not based on emotions.
In all of this, where does succession come into place?
When you say succession, in terms of, what do you mean by succession?
I mean succeeding businesses, succeeding themselves.
Absolutely, excelling. When you make good decisions, you can be sure that you'll be able to prosper, you'll be able to grow, you'll be able to increase your market share. And this is about what makes big organizations tick. It's the quality of decisions that are made from the board level to the executive directors and to those on the shop floor. It's about optimizing and maximizing decisions. And this is particularly more relevant at a time when resources are very scarce. Organizations are going through times of very difficult context, organizations are having challenges with regulatory risk, forex risk. A lot of big organizations are finding it challenging to be able to repatriate their profit, overseas because of the situation on ground. So they need to be a bit innovative and do things a bit differently.
Now, what do you think should be the preoccupations of the present-day senior executives, at a time like this that Nigeria has actually found itself? For instance, should it be domestic growth, international expansion, or just innovation?
I think it's a blend of all three, because Nigeria is a very unique country, and 1 in 6 Africans is a Nigerian. Nigerians are very entrepreneurial, very keen about adding value and making a difference, within the country and the context. So I believe senior executives need to consider how can they optimize their service delivery to the Nigerian market. That's very important. Also, they need to also think about how can they provide services for regional countries in Africa so they can have foreign exchange. So that will reduce their demand for, forex. And also, they need to also think about how can they improve the standard and quality of the service that they provide. That way, they can export to the world. And this will make a world of a difference in turning around the situation.
Now, you are the founder of Techsim. When you started this business, obviously, you encountered some challenges. So can you share some of these challenges and how you were able to surmount them?
Yeah, I'm quite privileged that Techsim was founded in the UK. So I had a lot of support from the UK government, which was great. I was nominated by Virgin among the top 100 young entrepreneurs in the UK. I had a grant from Tony Blair to set up my business. So I had a lot of support from the UK government. However, I had some challenges too. I had no cash at all to set up a business, and I was very passionate about what I wanted to do. So one of the advice I would give to budding entrepreneurs is they need to work on the idea. Once you work on the idea, you can be sure that the money will go after you. I never brought money from the bank. I never got listed. But once the idea is great, you have a lot of social capital which you can leverage on.
Right. Thank you very much. Good to have you on the program.
Lovely meeting you.
Thank you. Well, that was Dr. Alim Abukari. He is the founder and CEO of Techsim, and we've been talking about, of course, growing businesses. What are the strategic ways? Well, now let's take a quick look at the interbank forex market for today's currency trading. Olaleko Idowu, forex dealer with Wema Bank, joins me now. Good afternoon, Leko.
Good afternoon.
So what is the Naira trading at currently? Yesterday it closed at 314 Naira to the dollar. What figure are we going to see today?
Today market has been trading around 342 to 345 today. And there's still a lot of demand in the market. A lot of people are willing to actually buy at that level, even slightly above that level.
Now, liquidity has remained the major issue in the market. What are the dealers saying about this? How do they think this can actually be addressed going forward?
Actually, there's no much issue. The issue still remains the fact that the market needs more liquidity for the FS so that they can meet the FS demand. We all have a lot of FS demand at hand, presently. And with the help of CBN has been trying all best to ensure that and to improve the liquidity in the FS market, really. So at the end of the day, we should see market closing around 345 to 350, thereabouts.
All right. Thank you very much, Leko Idowu, FX dealer with Wema Bank PLC. When we come back, oil price rises with Brent topping $50 per barrel for the first time in 6 weeks. What's driving the market? Find out.